Apple CEO Tim Cook is speaking out against the latest proposed antitrust legislation aimed at the tech giant's App Store. Yahoo Finance's tech editor, Dan Howley, joins us now with the details. Dan.
That's right, Brian. We had Tim Cook speak at a conference yesterday, basically for privacy professionals, and he came out forcefully against antitrust regulations or proposed antitrust regulations that would force Apple to allow people to download apps from third-party app stores. Now, here's the rub. He basically says that when you download apps from third-party app stores, you're opening yourself up to, or opening up customers to malware. And he's not wrong. The Apple App Store does a good job of preventing the spread of malware on iPhones. It's part of the reason why Apple's devices are so secure, at least their iOS and iPad OS devices. It's also the fact that they're updated very regularly. So if there was some form of malware, the exploits wouldn't be there for them to take advantage of, because the software is updated so regularly. However, it's also worth pointing out that while Tim Cook was being passionate about the privacy of his users, he was also making not so thinly veiled demonstrations that the company needs the ability to control where its apps come from for that 30% and 15% fee that it collects on the sale of apps. And basically, he's saying that while it would be dangerous for Apple to open up its devices to third-party apps, he's also saying that, look, we still want to get that 30 and 50% cut for the sale of apps through the App Store. And if the company did open up to third-party app stores, they would lose that. And so for a company that's been trying to diversify its revenue streams outside of just the iPhone, which still makes up the bulk of its revenue for every quarter, it really behooves Apple to ensure that it's able to continue to control the App Store. And so, if you look at it on its face, yes, he is correct. It does protect people fully, not fully, but much better than it would otherwise from malware. But at the same time, he clearly is keeping Apple's financial well-being in mind while trying to defend this by saying it's about privacy. So, it really is kind of a two-way street, really. It does protect you, but it also ensures you have to pay up every time you buy an app through the App Store.
Dan, speaking of financial well-being, a note from Citi really caught my attention, looking at Apple potentially buying back $90 billion plus of its stock.
That's right. They have as much as $200 billion in cash on hand. So there is the potential that they will go ahead. Oh, hello. Sorry about that. Looks like there's some kind of alert, but there is the potential for them to go ahead and purchase that $90 billion in stock. They also could raise dividends from 5 to 10%. So obviously, Apple shareholders are going to be very happy about that. And it really just comes down to the amount of cash that Apple has on hand. And they are one of the companies that kind of helps push this forward regularly. Each quarter, they announce a buyback as well as their dividend change. So, it's not entirely crazy to think that they would do it by this much. But we're looking forward to Apple's earnings, obviously, later in the cycle.
Cue that Apple blog. Dan Howley, thanks so much.